Hey everybody, Rebellion here, and welcome to my I blanked actually. Alright, welcome to my 100 sub special. I know I did a stream for it, a good, what, 5.5 hour stream, and I actually took note of who came by. Let me see, I did a, what's it called, notepad? Thank you, Loth! Thank you, Tears of Blade! Thank you, Ryhovex! Thank you, Aerolialic, he was kinda obligated to be there. Thank you, Insane, I'm kinda obligated to be there. Thank you, Killerhawk, kinda obligated to be there. And thank you, Chowder Pizza! That's all I got. I expected a bit more, I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, happy with you get, huh? And, gonna be honestly say, I was drawing a blank on what to show for this 100 sub special, so I decided, that's my phone getting an email, I'm not gonna check that right now, but I decided to do a Q&A sort of thing about everything related to my YouTube channel. To do that, though, I didn't want to do, like, post a video and then you guys comment and I reply to another video. That'd take way too much work. So I went the easier route. Everyone whoever added me on Skype, that is for my YouTube channel, I'm just gonna ask them. Assuming they're online. We got 3 out of the 6. That's pretty good, actually, from what I say. And you'll be able to hear them right now. Alright, they can hear you guys.
Hi, YouTube peoples.
That's Crosswood. Alright, if you want, introduce yourselves so that way people know who you are from the interwebs.
I'm just me.
Yes.
Crosswood, here to bring the holy blade of justice.
Alright. Let's see, there's Chowder. Say hi.
What's up, guys?
There's Mantis.
Hi.
And you already know Crosswood. He's the one that just, you know, openly talked from time to time.
Hi again.
That's his third time saying hi. Alright. Brief, I guess I want to say ground rules, because I already know this can go out of hand so damn quickly when everyone else picks up the call, but this is going to be a Q&A fashion. Ask me any question that comes to your mind about my YouTube channel, about its past, present, or future, and what you guys want to generally see from it, and I'll answer to the best of my abilities. So, just because I feel this could go very south, Chowder Pizza, you're first. Ask me a question.
Let's see. Will you be streaming any other games other than LoL?
Well, yeah, I'd be streaming Osu, I could stream Path of Exile, I could stream, obviously, League of Legends, I could stream World of Tanks, I could stream quite a couple of my PS2 games, actually, as well, if the program takes PCSX, and I could stream, I actually put a thread on the ASO Awesome website with all my games and the ones that are streamable. So with that, you could see what I can stream and what I can't. And yeah, your mic's good, Chowder. Alright, Mantis, your question.
If there will be a new Disgaea game, will you be streamed?
Stream it? Unfortunately, unless it comes out for PC, no, because unfortunately, I have a capture card that only records from my PC from my PS3 / if I had an Xbox or a Wii, it records from that. Records it onto a hard drive, and from there, and transfers it into my computer, and with that, I just render them, put my little outro on there, and I upload them. If I could find the money to get one that goes from my gaming system directly into my PC, I'd be able to stream all of them, and I actually would. I'd probably do like a recording session on Saturday or Sunday, and then whoever went to the stream, they'd see what's going to be uploaded throughout the week, sort of in that sort of template. That's what I intended to do, but I got this one, so suck with what you get, huh? Alright, Crosswood.
What was the first game you ever played?
On my YouTube channel?
No, in general.
I believe I played Rock, Paper, Scissors before everything else. You didn't specify what, so just Rock, Paper,
Okay,
Scissors
video
first.
game.
Okay, now you're being specific, and I believe that would be Pong.
Pong?
Yep, Pong. I played that thing a long time ago. My dad had the old thing, and he just slapped it into the TV, and I'm like, awesome! I lost every single time, but it was awesome.
On what system you play Pong?
I don't think it was even a system. He got one where it was basically 2 joysticks, and they plugged into this little sort of box, and it had a menu of games there. It had Pong, it had another sort of like a Galaga sort of thing. It was a ripoff, I swear, and it had a handful of others. It was like 50 games into one box and you just picked one and played it. And that was the first game I played, but the first one I ever played on that was a Pong, or I guess a version of it, I could say.
Oh, it was one of those portable system, the
Yeah.
portable arcade things.
Yeah, it was one of those. Played it, it was awesome. That was my childhood. I got obsessed with it, and then coincidentally, like a couple of months after, my parents got me a PlayStation 1, and with that, the first game I got on that was Mortal Kombat, along with Spyro the Dragon. Quite contrasting there. And that's a question, so Chowder, your question, if you have another one.
Hmm. I only got one, man. Skip me, yes.
Alright, Mantis.
Yes. When did you pick your nickname?
My nickname Rebellion, I picked it back when I was in middle school pretty much. A friend of mine had come over. I had had my PS2 for like I think a while now actually, and I was still playing like other PS2 games that I had at the time, with one of them being Skya and another one being the Dot Hack series actually. And my friend let me borrow those, and he came over with a different game this time. It was Devil May Cry, and I got addicted to that game faster than I got addicted to what's called Skya and Dot Hack at the time. And I constantly, when I played, no matter what weapon they threw at me, I always fell back to the original sword that Dante had called Rebellion. And so I just sort of adapted the name right there from Dante's sword, Rebellion. That's why you see me playing Devil May Cry and me constantly swinging that around. And if you saw in All Stars, I sort of gave a mini explanation of this, of the background of my name and how I am obligated to play him because he is the reason that my whole online name came from. And as for the 1991 part, guess what year I was born? All right, Crosswood.
So, other than the Sky, are there any other turn-based strategy games that you like Fire Emblem, and I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Advance Wars.
Advance Wars, I played quite a bit in high school, actually. We had, like in my homeroom class, when the teachers weren't looking, we had like one single Game Boy Advance SP, and we would just like be passing it around the class practically, seeing who could beat each other. I was always last or second to last, but it was an enjoyable time. And as for Fire Emblem, I actually did play and beat one of them in my freshman year of high school, but I don't remember which exact version it was. I remember having a lot of fun with it and only one person dying, which I was proud of. And it actually came quite a shock to me when the guy died and he didn't come back. My first experience with that. Chowder, do you have another one?
Oh yeah. So from all the games that you streamed, what was your favorite one to stream?
To stream? Ironically, my favorite one to stream was probably Toho. I don't know why. I had delved so much into the Toho series that it felt nice to go back into it. I mean, as much as I am quite a bit of an avid LoL and World of Tanks Sim player, I do enjoy going back to the games that sort of started me up into my gaming sort of career, if you want to even call it that. It's sort of an obsession. And Mantis.
Yes. Do you have any other console than PlayStation 2?
I had the PS2, friend has it. I have the PS3 right here, this little big block. I have my PC, if you want to count that as a system, and I have a Nintendo DS and an iPod, if you want to call that a system too. I had a PSP and I had a PS1 and I had quite a bit more, but they all sort of met the same fate. I let a friend borrow it and it broke.
Yeah, you never want to let friends borrow systems. Yeah, that was either get greasy or break.
And let's see, Crosswood, your turn.
Okay, so after the Sky 4 and 3, what will be next?
If I can help it, it's got a T2. If not, I'm gonna probably venture over to the other games made by NIS and possibly Atlas too. Maybe Phantom Brave, maybe Makai Kingdom, another one that is sort of an homage to this sort of like tactical RPG game. And if I remember, both games do have cameos and crossovers with the Sky universe, such as Lahar, Etna, Flan, and a couple of the other ones. Maybe after those, or if people don't want to see those, I'll branch off into a different gaming series based on what, at the time, I guess I'll ask people and I'll just take in votes. Since I now have, last time I did a vote, I had what, 6 votes in total, and of course they were split through the middle. So with this, now that I have a bigger I guess I kind of want to say active, but they don't all give me feedback and such. I have a bigger pool of people to talk to. I can get a much better grip on what people want to see, especially after this guy is done.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna stick to Atlas and Namco in them, if you feel crazy enough, why not Demon Souls or Dark Souls?
I actually have already played and beaten Demon Souls. It was hella hard and hella fun. I saw that it was on sale in PSN a while ago. I'm more than willing to buy it, but I'm not sure if people want to see that first off, so that's why I sort of held back a bit. As for Dark Souls, I tried it. I tried it. I sort of dipped my feet into it, and it whipped my ass and sort of dragged me back behind the barn. But I'm more than willing to go into those games and just have fun at it because, strange as it is, I actually do enjoy those sort of like sadistically hard but huge payoff reward bosses and games.
And you want the fun thing is, I have both of them, so I could technically help you out.
Or you'd be one of those jackasses that invades me and then just makes me cry.
Eh, I'd rather help you.
He says so on video, but just watch. You'll see. You'll be invaded by Crosswind. I'll be like, fuck! Alright, Chowder. You back yet, or question?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright.
So, other than Far Cry, what is your favorite game in all?
Favorite game overall? That's a pretty
Other
damn...
than Far Cry. And of course.
Except for the Sky series, my favorite game overall. That's actually quite a bit of a tall order. My favorite game, as a standalone game, would probably be Devil May Cry 3. The regular, not special edition, because that's the one that I spent as much time as I did with the Disgaea games. I just kept replaying it, trying to beat the secret missions, and kept going up the higher difficulties, because they just kept kicking my ass. If we're talking about game series, though, even if you say, aside from Disgaea, it's always going to go back to Disgaea. The second one closest to that would probably be .hack GU. I invested as much time, if not more than that, into the .hack GU games because I spent way too much time playing them. Third, if I'm going down on a list version, it would possibly be Guitar Hero, actually. Started out with the third one, got really into it. My friend showed me the second one, loved the music there, and started following the series actually up until Warriors of Rock. That's where my guitar broke and there were no guitars anywhere in the game stores around me, so I just fell off of it since playing with the controller was kind of stupid.
See, Guitar Hero is one of the most unlikely games to actually like in the top 3.
Well, I haven't really played full game series as much as you would guess. If I have dabbled in a bit of Metal Gear Solid and like the Crash Bandicoots and all, but I never played the full series, so I can't actually say like for sure about like a top series for them. I've only like gone in a little bit. I still haven't played all of the games for them. All right, Mantis.
Yes. You know there's this guy anime and Devil May Cry anime. Have you watched them?
The Sky one, I got like what 4 or 5 episodes in when for some reason I couldn't get into it. I just kept thinking back to the games and how I preferred those much more than the animated series. As for the DMC, I only got 2 episodes in before I dropped it. For some reason, I couldn't wrap my head around the Dante that was being portrayed in the anime. I kept going back into the badass sort of just like in-your-face Dante that was used to from Devil May Cry 3. I probably will go back and finish them, but I'm not very excited to go back and finish them. Gonna go get candy bar a bit. All right, we'll wait for each other. And Crosswood, you.
Okay, and I know you've talked about this before, but like other games that you like and have attempted. I remember you trying the Battle Network series, which I honestly was a personal fan of it. They were one of the first games that Mega Man was the first game character that I grew up with. Because you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah. The Battle Network series, I was quite a fond of. I never had the chance to play 1 or 2 when they were released, but when 3 was released, and like I think a couple of months after that, my parents got it for me, and I was hooked onto it because in middle school, at like lunch break, one of the teachers did not mind if you had a Game Boy or anything inside there. He would just like not really give two shits, but everyone would get in there who had that game, and it would be sort of like a battle fight club of that game. It was hilarious. I would never be doing good, and then some genius brought in a Game Shark, and then the whole thing went to hell.
Uh,
No,
Game Sharks.
no, it was actually still fun because when one Game Shark person fought another Game Shark person, it was pretty damn hilarious how they had to outsmart the other Game Shark person.
Honestly, I only had to use the Game Shark slash Action Replay on 2 and 6. 6 because of that glitch I told you about where I couldn't get the last Giga chip.
That sucks.
And 2, I had the same glitch occur to me. Like, I played them in order 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I got 2 as a birthday present, and I saved up enough money to find an old copy of 1 somewhere on a GameStop.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much have them all. Like, 1, 2, Blue and White, Blue Moon, Red Sun. I have the Proto Man version for GBA, and then the Double Soul DS one, and then Falzer and Gregor.
Oh, nice, man. You have a pretty impressive collection. Myself, I only have like what? Yeah, I have like three. I have three, four, five, and six actually. Now that I think about it, just that I only have one version of each. I never jumped at the other ones, and I'm trying to find the other version, the two versions that I have currently unpacked. But we just cleaned around here, and now that's even gonna be able to find myself. Well, I know I have three and four, both of them blue version. So meh. And
Oh,
Chowder, are you back yet? Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, Herman.
All right, question.
What was your first game ever streaming?
Ever streamed? First game ever streamed? That'd be Osu. I did it to test my FPS while streaming and what would be seen in the actual stream. And if you actually date back far enough to look at that stream, it looked atrocious, both on my end and on the stream end. When I usually play Osu, I would get a fluid 250 plus FPS, and that's what I saw. When I streamed, on stream, I would be getting about maybe you'd be seeing about roughly 40 FPS. It looks smooth, but it'd be choppy every now and then because it dropped frames. And on my end, I'd be getting like what 28 FPS, which when you're playing Taiko and such high-speed maps, it really throws you for a curveball. After Osu, I streamed League of Legends, which was a terrible idea. And then after that, I streamed Osu again. Then after that, World of Tanks, I believe. And then after that, I stopped streaming for a while, and then that's when I started the Mega Man series thing, but no one ever watched that, so that sort of went to the graveyard until it's going to be Necroed again someday in the future. Mantis.
Yes. So you play turn-based strategies and action game. Do you play racing games, sports games?
The sports game genre, I could not get into it for the life of me. My friend constantly brought up, one of my other friends, he constantly brought over the FIFA soccer games, and I I couldn't get into it for some reason. Maybe it's because he was an avid soccer player himself, and he had the games too. Him constantly face rolling me to the ground and not having another opponent to pick from. I eventually just got tired of it and just didn't want to see it again. As for racing games, I did dabble a bit in Need for Speed games and others because when I went to El Salvador, during one of my family's get-togethers, one of them had one of the disc versions for Need for Speed Undercover, I believe. He installed it into my PC, and I had so much fun with that game. It got me into racing quite a bit until I got the console version. Then that's where, because I had Sky and the others, I forgot about it and left it in the dust.
What about the first-person shooter game?
First-person shooter, I have a love-hate relationship with them, honestly. The first-person shooter game I ever played was actually Medal of Honor. I think it was Medal of Honor Rising Sun. My friend had rented it from a Blockbuster nearby. We played it, we loved it. After we beat it, we went back in, we got another Medal of Honor game. Then we beat that one, went back and we got Call of Duty, what's it called? Finest Hour. And that's the one that I personally liked the most of it. We didn't have the online play or anything, but it was still fun regardless. Next thing you know, about a month later, Call of Duty 4 comes out for the Xbox and such. We didn't have one of those. So we busted to another friend's house who had just gotten it. We played it. We fell in love with it. After that, I ventured as hard as I could to get a PS3, which I did, and got Call of Duty 4. And then when it came out, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops. But with the newest one, Black Ops 2, I couldn't get excited for it, honestly. I saw it as more of the same, even though all the other ones were kind of. I wasn't doing too enthusiastic about the kill streaks, like how they tried to make it different. It is nicer, but something I couldn't possibly get into as in depth as I wanted to, and not everyone that I know plays it anymore. So there's no more excitement for me to play it with friends.
Mhm. What about RPG, MMORPG?
MMORPGs. I started out with RuneScape, as I assume a lot of people did. I actually got pretty into it, just that I could not for the life of me sit and play it for more than what 1 to 2 hours max at a time. So eventually, when me and my friend started out, after about a month or 2 months of playing, I look at my guy. He's what, a level 30 sort of splashing everywhere noob, who's got all but what, I'm gonna say 100 gold to his name. My friend rolled around. He paid for the membership. He's like level 80 plus. He has like 1 or 2 99s. He's got millions in his bank, and I just think, pay to win, pay to fucking win.
Would you like to try some free MMO?
I
RPG?
actually currently am. There's one that one of my friends early on got me into called Passive Exile. It reminds me a lot of the Diablo 2 stylist that I played a while back, so I felt compelled to play it. That one, and I played another one actually called Rusty Hearts, but it didn't live up to my expectations, so that's why I personally dropped it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Crosswood.
Okay, so pretty much you are completely into the strategy turn-based ones. But what about the other kind of strategy, RTS, and like End War?
Real-time strategies. I have never played a real-time strategy. A dedicated real-time strategy, I have never been hands-on with. I kept going back to my turn-based that I never actually had a chance to buy or experience a real-time one. I feeling I'd get my ass handed to me in several different platters. And actually, wait. No, my friend actually, I went to a friend's house. He had two computers, both with StarCraft 1 on. That's probably the first time I ever tried a real-time strategy. But since he had been playing it for what, since it came out, and I being the first time experience, I learned about the Zerg rushing.
Not the Zerg Rush.
It was
One of my
It was
friends got me
terrifying.
one of my friends got me into Wings of Liberty about last year. Mind you, he's mainly Protoss, so I don't have to worry about Zerg Rush. But we do experiment time to time with the other races, and we found out that when he's Terran, he turtles in, and you just can't break through unless you're Protoss with the Immortals.
Yeah, you see, me not being a StarCraft player anyway, I have no idea what you just said, but it sounds compelling.
What about like older series like Fallout and them?
Fallout, if you're talking about like the Fallout 1, 2, and 3, and the Fallout New Vegas and all those, that series, I tried Fallout 3 out. My friend let me borrow a copy of it, but I couldn't get too far in it because he wanted it back so he could continue playing, and quite abruptly that ended that story.
Well, I actually got like the special edition that had 1, 2, and Tactics on it for my computer. All I need to do is install on the disc, so if I'm ever able to send it to you, I will.
You wouldn't have to
Which,
do that, man. I'll find a way to get it myself. I would
oh
feel
no,
bad if you sent it and I didn't actually give you anything in return or something.
oh no, dude, it's okay. I got for like $5 from a
Okay,
Target.
Quiver, bring it in. Chowder, your question.
What do you prefer? What do you prefer better? Modern time games or old time games?
Ugh, this question. I was kind of hoping this wouldn't come up, but let's see. Modern time or old time? Define old time and actually, wait, modern time is like I'm guessing within the past 5 years, but so old time's everything 5 years ago, ish.
Well, by modern time I mean like from today to like 2007, and then old time I mean like 2004 to like 1980. Those kinds of games.
Um, I'd probably have to say old time actually. If by your dates, then I'm gonna say old time actually. Those games I could find more engrossing, I guess you could say. The graphics weren't great, the controls were sometimes stiff, but the storytelling is what actually brought me in. Maybe it was the games I picked and I didn't play some of the worst ones in that era, but I enjoyed it. The one thing that I guess brought me in the most was that the games didn't baby you around from the one that I played at least. They didn't give you a
Yeah,
tutorial where they walked you hand in hand through every single streetlight. They threw you in. They were crafty about how they taught you the rules of the game. Biggest one, in my opinion, being Mega Man X.
yeah. The difference between like modern games and old games is that old games they're more storytelling. They actually tell you, they tell you the story of the game instead of just telling you, oh, hey, kill this and you'll win the game. It lets you actually explore the whole game instead of just like you said, giving you a hand and telling you to go through the whole thing by with a partner.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, a lot of the modern games I am finding quite appealing. It's probably the latest one that I've played that I got, and I'm enjoying quite a bit, though I haven't beat it yet for some odd reason. Is Journey. That one, DMC, All Stars. I'm getting attached to them. I'm not gonna lie, but they haven't sort of rung that bell that says this is now a game for me. I'm gonna play religiously almost. All right, Mantis.
Yes. Have you tried the series Elder Scrolls?
Elder Scrolls. Oh god, I played like what 2 hours of Skyrim before my computer crashed. That being because my computer doesn't have a graphics card. It's got onboard, and that thing cringes every time I play anything remotely high definition-ish. I cannot get into the game enough that basically I could change the settings. Every time I tried to open the settings menu, it would freeze until I did Alt F4 and do it again. For some reason, it did not like me pausing the game.
Uh-huh.
I eventually found a couple of ways to get around it and play it, but by that time I had already sort of grown a disliking to the game that didn't want to play it. I still probably have it lying around, but I don't feel as enthusiastic to play it, but I am more than willing to give it a try.
Have you played any other games in the series?
In the Elder Scrolls series, no, unfortunately, I've never played any of the other Elder Scrolls games. The first one I had with that I ever like hands-on played was Skyrim, but I had seen a couple of live stream and YouTube videos of Oblivion mainly.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried Baldur's Gate?
Never even heard of that one.
Never with a night?
Nope.
Uh-huh. They're little too old school.
Yeah, maybe it might be just that I haven't been into that genre enough to know about it, but who knows? Crosswood.
Okay, one, I just felt a piece of me die from you saying they've never even heard of Baldur's Gate.
I apologize. I apologize,
Oh,
and I
no.
say deal with it.
My dad got the original PS2. The thing still works like a charm, and that was the first game I ever played with him. Yeah, it's just like one of those things that's with me. But so I'm guessing you're not the biggest fan of RPGs, like just regular ones.
Actually, that's not entirely true. I do love RPG games. I love role playing. I love real time strategy. I'm a big fan of any action or mythical sort of spaced games. I can't have myself. I just find them engrossing for the most part. It's true that I never got to play fully into them, but every moment that I have played them, I have loved and cherished. Back to RuneScape, to everything else that I've played. If it was that sort of a game, open world, RPG, massive multiplayer online, whatever, I could not help but keep wanting to play more up until my limit. As you probably know, it was about 2 hours.
hmm And then the biggest question that I'm just wondering,
Oh boy.
what's your opinion on Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy. Huh.
Oh God, I think I'll be good.
I
Like,
let me list off first off. Let me list off the games that I have played. Just played, not beaten, but played. Only a handful I've actually beaten, but just because like borrowing can only last for so long, especially with Final Fantasy in terms. But
I know.
played three. Played Final Fantasy 5, 7, Crisis Core. I'm a 8, 10, 10-2, a big mistake of my life. 13, and Tactics Advance, and there was another one. I know there was another one, but I can't remember it right now.
It was probably War of the Lions, because
Yeah,
that's so.
yeah, War of the Lions. I remember that one.
Rebellion.
What'd I do?
The amount of Final Fantasy games is too damn high.
Meh.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you all something. I have pretty much played every Final Fantasy game except for two of them. Well, actually three, but I'm able to rectify two of them. 8, 13-2, and 9. Those are the only three I haven't touched. other than 11 and 14, which I'm not going near those with a 50-foot pole.
They're not that bad, right?
No, it isn't that. It's just the fact that I honestly think Final Fantasy is one of the few game series that probably should have stayed a single player game. Taking them, putting them worldwide MMO, just to me, never really felt like the best idea.
Mm. I I don't know if I can agree or disagree with that, since I personally have a bit of a fond thing for massive multiplayer online games, but I can see where you're coming from with the whole single player aspect and how, personally, as I've seen with single player games, the story is much more better, in my opinion, actually, because it knows that it's only talking to one person. It's enough to sort of like just, contemplate with all the other things that goes on with more players and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like MMOs. Like, one of my favorites is Star Old Republic, and that's because they do the best that they can and try and still give you that single player mentality.
Mm. I've actually played Star Wars: The Old Republic.
It's actually free now.
Sounds expensive.
Oh no, the game's free to play now.
As I said, that sounds expensive. Alright, okay, actually, shit, I lost where I was in this whole line thing.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Alright, Chowder.
Alright, so what do you use to stream? Do you use FF Split, XSplit, OBS, and what are your opinions on those three?
FF Split, I could not for the life of me figure out how to get it work, so that died within the first 10 minutes of using it. XSplit I used for a long time. I actually still have a license for it too, courtesy of Killerhawk, since I got him a 3-year license when it was in beta. It was cheap. Thank God I did. He loved it. He streamed for quite a while with it. And then after a while, I noticed all the flaws with the free version, so he in turn got me a year of the one after it came out, of the license after it came out. I used it, I loved it. It killed my processor and my onboard video chipset thing, but I still streamed and played with it, League of Legends and all. And then when I first heard of OBS, I was sort of like, if you want to even call it that, an XSplit fanboy. I sort of saw everything else as kind of inferior because I could not for the life of me get it to work. I got my hands on OBS. First off, it was free. I love that. Second, the customability of it. Third, I noticed. Well, all right. First off, when I ran XSplit and as a test game, League of Legends, since I've done that so much, my CPU would go from 60 to 80% in my usage. And for information, it's what's it called? Intel i7, and what's called quad-core processor, second gen.
Oh God.
And then when I opened up OBS, I streamed at 1920 by 1080. The game's going at a very pretty good, what's it called, 1600 by 1440, I believe. And my CPU is barely breaching 40%. Immediately with that, I kind of fell in love with it. Just I could do more with my computer and not have to worry about the thing thing's fan turning to propeller and flying away. And with that, ever since then, I've started using OBS constantly. I've become a fan of it. I've been using it more and more, and I'm actually thinking about actually using it for other stuff rather than just, streaming. I could possibly use the video version of it for recording YouTube videos and stuff, but then I realized that the output files of it don't go into Sony Vegas, so there goes that idea. I'm stuck using Bandicam. Alright, Mantis.
Yes, you said you have Path of Exile because it's looked like Diablo. Have you tried Diablo?
I have not played Diablo 1, I have not played Diablo 3, but I did play Diablo 2 back in my dad's first computer. He had the disc lying around, he had Windows XP, I believe, and I just sat down and wasted so many just afternoons on that, and my grades plummeted because of it, but I did not care at the time. I don't remember what classes I made because I used a profile that was existing already, but I loved the game. Took hell to realize what I was doing and what I was supposed to do, but it was still fun.
If you have the money, will you buy Diablo 3?
Nope. No, the one thing that I've heard and that's pushing me away constantly is the required online to be able to play it.
Honestly, Diablo 3 doesn't really live up to the name it was supposed to.
I have not played it, so I can't exactly vouch for that, but from all that I've heard, it's sort of painting a picture like that. so I can ignore all those
Like
streaming voices.
everybody just, uh praised it for being such an original game, but then it released and it sold a lot of copies. But then you look at the game and how it's played, it's really complicated to the point where nobody can really play it without having to buy something with real money to order to actually win.
Mm. As I said, I haven't played the game, so I can't entirely speak with that, but that's another piece of info that I'm going to take into consideration if I ever get the chance to play it. And Crosswood, I believe. He might be
So,
AFK, I don't know.
oh no, I'm thinking.
Oh,
So, are there any games that you're actually excited for with this year?
this guy D2.
That's it?
Well, I actually haven't been as active in the gaming scene. The only stuff that I have actually heard of in terms of like gaming news is occasionally when I go onto YouTube, and it recommends me like a trailer every now and then. So the ones I know of that I really want to get my hands on, one of them was DMC to give my opinion on it, which I actually still am playing, so I can't give a full opinion on it yet. Second one being Wrath of the White Witch. I really love the way the game looks, and I have a good feel about it. The third one being Metal Gear Solid Rising. I don't remember if that's the actual name, but I'm calling it Rising for
Oh,
short. And it's got a
that is
D2.
actually that is actually the name of it. I played the demo this morning.
Is the demo out?
I think so. I'd have to check my PS3, but
Why am I only hearing of
I
this
found.
now? This thing should be start trying to download it right now. What the hell?
Oh, I checked my Xbox this morning like I do every Thursday, especially considering we have a snow day up here. And I'm actually watching playthrough of Wrath of the White Witch
Yeah,
right now. Right now, it seems pretty good.
I'm excited for it. I really want to get my hands on it and play it, but since I bought DMC, I don't have the funds for it since my fund income comes ever so slow. But meh, I'm doing what I can. And
Hey,
wait
we
a
got
second, wait a second. There's one more person here.
Who would that be?
Catherine!
Ah, yeah, Catherine.
How's it going?
It's going alright. We're doing FAQ thing. You're late.
I was passed out.
That is not a suitable excuse.
It
Yeah,
is
let's
when
say
you're
it
tired.
is.
Rebellion. Rebellion. A, she showed up. That's at least enough.
True. Wait, you said A, so what's B?
B, she's a girl. Give her some slack.
See, I told you that's an invalid excuse. I told you yesterday, and you didn't believe me.
Damn it! Female gamers, they get so much bonuses.
Well, of course, they are a rare and endangered species.
No, 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 no. If the internet's taught me anything, all men are men. All females are men. All children are undercover FBI agents. She is no exception. That's a fancy voice changer you have there.
I am sorry, but that voice sounds too feminine to not be a girl.
Oh, I can prove that wrong in so many ways. I remember back on PS3, I had a friend who I could swear was a girl until he had proven it. That's when, sort of the big wall I built around me came crashing down, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, wait. How can I hit puberty if I'm 20? Confused.
It will happen someday, trust me.
Thanks, Rebellion. You broke her.
Alright, well, since actually you just got in, I feel obligated to do this. Ask me a question about my gaming career, since it's sort of turned into that, or of my YouTube channel, past, present, or future.
Oh, me right now? I'm still waking up.
Alright, then we will skip you to give you time to think of a question. After all, this video's been going for what? 40 minutes now. An hour long should be more than enough.
That
Damn.
works for me.
I apologize for picking up your guys' morning slash afternoon slash weekend slash nighttime.
I don't think anybody in the whole world is 2 days in front.
Don't question it. Don't give it a reason to suddenly jump over 48 hours. But
How do I not
let's
press
see.
log?
Who was I on? Damn it, this threw me off.
Well, I just
Catherine
finished.
Oh, and then we saw her, so chowder.
Oh man, yeah, now. So, who brought you into streaming? Was it essentially Killer or?
It was Killer Hawk.
Oh,
I was wandering around Twitch TV for a while. Just if I went into the big streams, it took about 5 minutes for the chat to load, and by that time it was going a mile a minute that no one ever read my comments or almost anyone else's comment to begin with. They never talked to them. As far as I saw, they didn't ask them questions. They didn't engage with them. It was sort of like I was watching TV, and to the right of me was a chat room of people commentating themselves. There was no interconnection. So I started going from the back forward, and with that, I found Killerhawk. He was streaming from his work, and he was at like an internet LAN center kind of thing, and just he was streaming there, trying to get attention for his place. And being one of the only viewers he saw, he immediately greeted me and everything. I had not even taken the time to write hi in chat as I do it was in at least 10 seconds. He notices me, he says hi, he starts talking to me. I sort of grew into that. A couple of days after that, I started looking for other people's streams that maybe are like that. The final, like I think it was like 20 pages at the time that I was going through, I went from 20 all the way to 12. Not a single person noticed me or said hi to me. So I sort of gravitated to Killerhawk. Watched his stream for a while, and it was the day after Catherine came out, like the game for Xbox, PS3 and such. And I had started watching it and getting a like to it on YouTube, but I could not see anything past like what the Let's Plays were on, maybe 2, 3 episodes in. And so when Killerhawk asked me what games would I like to see, I told him just like on a whim, Catherine. I sort of want to see more about that game. The next night he streamed, he had went out to GameStop and bought a copy of Catherine for his one viewer to see. And with that, I sort of just started watching him every time he was streamed. Almost any time he streamed, he live streamed, I got a notification on my iPad or something. I opened up the apps and I started watching him. And it got to the point where just I wanted to stream too. And with him and I co-founded the ASOA, and we started doing the whole live streaming group. And so far, it's been sort of crawling uphill. Does that answer your question? Or
yeah, good.
all right, Mantis.
Yes. So, give me a second.
All right.
Do you will you do in the future like a camera of yourself when you're streaming so you can see your face or something like that, or live video
Yeah,
of your wife?
Wait, you guys haven't seen my face yet?
No.
There's a video of me on YouTube with it. It's on my channel.
Where?
Oh god, I'm not gonna point you directly to it, but if you were to just coincidentally find it, you'd know what Rebellion looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised that you guys really don't know it. It's on a pretty random video actually too, but meh. And as for like in the future, I do want to do that, but then again, I'm part of me scared that the moment my subscribers see my face, they're all gonna unsub. Second thing being that my only webcam currently.
That ugly fine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Did you just call me ugly? Whoa, that's uncalled for.
Belly, don't worry.
And also, my only webcam, if you want to even call it that, is my PlayStation 3 iToy. Had this thing for the longest since I got Eye Judgment on it, just because it came with a camera and a microphone with that actually. But this is what I've been using as passing out as a webcam. It looks grainy as hell. It's way too sensitive of a mic that when my computer registered it, you could hear what's happening in the block next to us, but it works for the most part. I did stream with my webcam on for quite a while, but no one ever stopped by, so I just thought, you know what? Maybe it's my face. Nope, what do you know? Turn it off, I suddenly get floods of 2 to 3 viewers.
Was
Wait, at the time it was pretty much a flood. It was a flash flood. Alright, Crosswood, I believe now.
Unless the female has a question.
No, go
Yes.
ahead.
I love how you say the female. You don't even call her by her name. I mean him by his name.
Are we really gonna go into this again?
Very well, very well, very well. Crosswood, what is your question?
Okay, so since I know that you like the GU series and this guy, what about other series that have been around just as long, like the Tales of series?
I just because I had every time I went to a GameStop, I never saw a Tales of game. I did not get into it. The only other one that I guess you could say is a series that I wanted to get into, but I never saw, except for one time. Walked into a store called Gameplay in Los Angeles. It was by Marvista, I believe. They had, out of nowhere, one copy of Persona 4. You have no fast how I dropped what game I was going to buy and just went for that.
Yeah, the Persona series and sadly some of the Tales of games are rare as hell.
From what I've understand it from like just hearing about it, people they snatch them up on site and they hoard them for the rest of their lives, which I
Well,
can
like
understand why.
Persona 4 is an example. Like the original version came out like '06, I think. I've seen it in GameStops and the local store I go to for once in a while. It's still like $40.
Mhm.
Wow.
And I mean they just remade it for the PS Vita at least. Same with this guy 3.
Yeah. Mm. But that's all I've ever played in terms of those series. Is the other ones I never really got into. If you want to talk about like the anime-ish sort of RPG versions.
Oh no, those are perfectly acceptable in my book. Considering I've seen animes turn into video games, vice versa. Hell, I've seen books become video games,
To become
then
animes, to
anime.
become movies, to become games again.
Yep, it's an endless cycle.
No, it's not. It'll end eventually, and I'll be there to point and laugh.
And then I will throw you like the prinny you are.
But I won't blow up because I'm not a true pretty. Alright, moving on. Catherine, what is yours?
If I had to guess, would you ever play Fire Emblem at all on your channel?
Yeah, I would. I currently don't own any of the Fire Emblem games, so I can't put it up there without having emulated without the game, which I hate doing. And actually, I've only emulated a game once without actually owning it. And it was only for a while until I noticed that it's not really looked happy upon, so I just quickly got rid of it and said, no, I'm gonna get the game and do it.
Oh,
But once I get a Fire Emblem game and I sort of prepare myself into it, I'm pretty sure I'd record and such, but I don't want to open up too many games right now. I'm sort of noticing right now that I opened up so many games that I'm gonna have trouble keeping up with this in itself, but I will finish it up. The current series that I have next going that I feel like I'm going to do after, one of these is done, maybe .hack.GU, I'll probably go into the Jack and Daxter series or maybe the Metal Gear Solid series, whichever one I can find.
hi.
Alright, and Chowder again.
One of the biggest gaming questions ever: console or PC?
PC.
I won't for that ever. Fine. Why do you prefer PC over console? There you go.
Because of the customability of the PC, from what I've experienced at least. The PC, from what I've played, it offers superior graphics if you have the graphics card to back it up. I don't, but thanks to my CPU and RAM, I can sort of bypass that a lot of then. Just because when I got Bioshock 2 on the PC, the game even says, you are not able to play this game. But then my CPU and RAM sort of says, screw that, play the game, here you go. Just sort of expect your computer to fly away someday. As for a console, I was a religious fanboy of it, I'm not gonna lie, but when the console itself starts dropping frames and everything, and I look at its specs, I sort of lost interest in it. Then I noticed that a desktop computer lying around, so I said, you know what? Gonna try playing games on that. It was so much more fluid and responsive, in my opinion. I had to learn the transition from controller to keyboard and mouse, but when I made the transition, I sort of became a PC gamer in itself. I still appreciate consoles and such, but it's different. And I got something. What is this? File transfer. No! Not that. No. Bad. Bad, Crosserwood. Bad.
But I was trying to give you a gift of the one Fire Emblem game we'll never get.
No. No. Bad. Alright, now next I believe is Mantis.
Yes. When you become more popular, will you review your channel, make it more shiny? or more new.
Wait, what do you mean? If I become more popular, would I make it shiny or new? If you don't mind.
Like 1,000 subscribers or 2,000.
Wow, you're
He's
really.
essentially asking if when your YouTube channel does eventually get bigger, will you be putting a background to it? Will you get someone to customize, your
Yeah.
YouTube channel for you?
I
Yes, thank you.
huh. 1,000 subs. Oh boy, when that day comes, oh, I'm gonna be shocked the hell out. But in terms of like making it look fancier and nicer, I would like to eventually, get the fancy background and such, but I'm not gonna actively look for like a background and such like that. It'd be nice to have one, not gonna lie. Possibly make me look better and more quote unquote official and fancier and such, but I feel like that would just be cosmetic, and what people would still want to look for in me would be the videos, I'd hope at least. But to just like blatantly answer the question, yes, when I do get that big, or maybe even sooner, I would be looking around to try to find like a way to spruce it up a bit. But from what I understand at least, you cannot do that unless you are partnered.
So you're going for the partnership.
If I get it, that'll be awesome. If not, then that's not going to stop me from posting gameplay. I'm still enjoying it. I'm doing it.
Thank you.
Next, Crossawood.
Okay, so just because this question is asked as well, JRPG or non-JRPG?
Very honestly, up until about, 3-4 years ago, I did not know the difference between both of them. I just sort of saw everything, RPG or not, as in a way an RPG. But if I'm being asked as a preference to them, I would say, RPG or JRPG? Wow. As much of a cop-out response it is, I'm gonna say I like them both equally. I end up playing both of them fairly well, and I have yet to find much of in terms of a game of them that I did not enjoy to some degree. Both almost equally.
That is a fairly legitimate answer. People usually have a hard time discerning the differences anyway, let alone making a choice.
Yes. Now, Catherine.
So I had to ask a question. See, I told you I'm bad at question and answer.
Not that bad. Could be worse. Much, much worse.
I suppose. I guess if you were ever to do a special episode, would you show us how you would grind through something? Like a certain part in a story, or if you were trying to level up your characters or something? Would you show a full grind, or no?
First thing to understand, though, is like, do you fully understand how much of a grind I personally do? Like, if you look back into like my Sky 2 gameplay, I sometimes grinded for 6 hours just to get people enough so I could reincarnate them all to the next level, next tier, and then bring them back up to their own original level, which can take quite a while. But in Sky 4, it's not entirely as difficult of a grind. It's not difficult by most means necessary after you reach the chapters, but it just becomes time-consuming, to say the least. If you did want to see a grind, I would more than happy show you where it is that I level grind, what characters and such. Just know that you would be seeing about 4 hours of the same thing happening over and over again, with variances of people dying or not.
Well, that's true, but you would also be showing the equipment you would be picking up along the way.
That is true, yes. I guess I could possibly show that. I wouldn't even call it a special episode. I'd just say, like, I guess episode, for example, 38-5 or something, just to show, like, the level grind that it took up to get to the next chapter.
Or I guess to be more specific, if you would in any game, I suppose, if you did get better equipment for your characters, would you show them more visibly? Because that's what I find a lot of people don't do, is that they don't show the equipment that they get for their characters when they did grind. They could have found something amazing and you don't know the stats of it because you don't see it.
I try to do that in Disgaea, actually. Like, when I make a character and such, I give them equipment, and if I do grind off screen and do that, I try my best to actually remember what it was that I got and showed it. Like in the newest episode that I released today of Disgaea, I showed that I tried my best at least to remember everyone whose equipment I upgraded, and I showed them. I don't think I showed the stats, but I showed what item it was.
Right.
And
Right.
let's see, Chowder be AFK. So Mantis.
Yes. So, do you going to do something like a challenge game, like if you play Disgaea and you make a new game, and if your character die, you never play him again. You go for a new character.
Oh, I'd be screwed.
I know, but
But
it will be fun to watch.
I've, as much as I'm gonna hate saying something I'm gonna upload, I'd actually rather sooner play Kaizo Mario. And I could already hear everyone rapidly going into the comments saying, "Play it next week." Including
we will not-
Crosswood, who's probably already preparing the notepad of his entire essay saying why I should.
We will not speak of Kaizo Mario. We will not speak of it.
Why not? I already got Killock to play it and beat it. That's can't be that bad.
I lost soul to that game.
I'm actually still playing it. Like I got the emulator for it and I've been playing it every now and then.
Hey, if you want to see yourself die 1,000 times playing it, be my guest.
Only 1,000 times you died? Wow, you must be professional.
1,000 times dying? That's a really little number, dude.
Especially for Kaizen Mario. But next, Crosswood.
Okay, what do you honestly think about the hybrid games like Borderlands and whatnot? Because they take things like RPGs and shooters and coalesce them together pretty well, in my opinion.
It'd be strongly based on which hybrid game it is, because it depends a lot on the game and how it's executed, if it's acceptable or not. The only one hybrid game that I have played, actually, would probably be Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1, in which case both of them executed it fairly well, so for now at least I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, and I mean the system that they use. Pretty much that's saying that if I ever actually LP'd any game, especially like Borderlands, White Knight, Fallout, whenever I get something new, I would probably show it off. Because well, one, it's good to let people see it, and two, like, when me and my friend ran out to get Borderlands 2, within an hour and a half playing it, we got an orange tier gun.
Wow.
Yeah, like, first hour and a half, and we were just flipping out, laughing. Rest of the game up to this point, which we're in we just finished the third DLC, we haven't seen another orange gun.
Wow.
It's like one of those, wow, you're so lucky, but at the same time, a cursed moments.
I'm still playing Borderlands 2, the story, with my friend early on. Like, we're doing a co-op gameplay of it, and both of our schedules keep messing up, so we're still haven't even beat that game. I don't even know how far in that game we're in.
You remember what level you are?
Like I think 26 or 27.
Okay, you're about maybe 2/3 of the game in.
Well, for all we know, we're like over leveled as hell, but we don't know.
If you do the side quests, like, if you try and do as many as you can.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
a 100% quest run.
Okay, yeah, you might be supremely over leveled then.
Possibly, just, a little bit. Catherine, you.
Not completely sure what to ask.
Actually, before I ask you a question, am I pronouncing your name properly?
Yeah, you're pronouncing it fine.
Alright, very well. Back to your question.
Now that I have to think about it again. Okay, in your stream of League of Legends, would you invite other people as well?
I would and have been.
Alright.
Every time I've streamed League of Legends, I've opened it up to the chat saying, if you're here and you play League, let me know your name or add me. We'll go into a couple of queues in, maybe ARAMs for all I know. I have done it actually with a couple of you people in here already too. Same with you, Casper, and I remember beating you with a Malzahar.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm the
was
only-
using a support champion and I was wearing the wrong runes. My apologies.
Hey, you're the one that said,
I'll
I'm gonna go,
fix
you're
the
the one that said,
problem
you're the one that
next
said, alright,
time.
I'm gonna go AP Thresh. And I said, alright. I
Alright,
was open to
I'll
AD.
fix the problem next time.
Alright. And let's see. Chowder, your question. This is probably gonna be the last one. It's breaking an hour right now.
Yeah, I've got two of them actually.
Alright then.
Now, what do you prefer better? Mumble, TeamSpeak, or Skype?
I have had very few experience with Mumble. I have the thing installed, but I only ever used to talk to another streamer that's Cathras TV. I played with him a bit on League, and he had a Mumble server, so I went on with that. But I wouldn't actually say if I had a preference on it because I used it for such little time that I didn't really know what to think of it. As for TeamSpeak, I got TeamSpeak 3. I first downloaded the thing actually when I joined a clan for League of Legends. I think it was what's it called, Tactical Game or something. I was thrusted into like what's it called, a League of Legends squad, and that's where I've met a couple of my League of Legends people that I play with actually, and I used TeamSpeak for a hefty amount there. I liked it. It was not as bandwidth heavy as Skype was at the time. And then since I have moved and have gotten better internet, I've migrated back to Skype because it works fairly well. It's fairly clear as well, and I don't have to push to talk.
Yeah. And my last question is, what's League of Legends? What is your favorite champion? Oh no.
Oh boy, favorite champion. Mm,
Like, I'm not talking about like the most played. I mean like the one that you love, like literally love the most.
that would actually still probably go down to the most played because if I don't like the champion, I'm not gonna play him.
I get the point.
And I guess it would go back to my main actually. When I first started League of Legends, my friend told me, he gave me one piece of advice, actually two. He said, don't buy any runes until you reach level 15 or 20, because at that point, that's when the runes become worth it. Second thing he said was pick one champion, only one. Learn everything of him, inside and out. Learn his skills and everything like the back of your hand, and let that one champion carry you all the way. And that champion was Malzahar. I actually went out, once I saw his skill set, I said, you know what, I could get into this guy. I went out, bought a ride card, just like bought him with RP, and just said, you know what, I'm gonna go with this. And since then, I just kept going back to Malzahar for my sort of want to win champion. Being runner-up would be without a doubt Fizz. And the last one would possibly be a Mumu, because AP Mumu's awesome in 3v3s. I hear massive clicking.
I heard Passive Exiles earlier, but I didn't say anything.
I still don't know what Path of Exile sounds like.
So that is it, I guess.
Alright, well, this has been my 1 hour-ish, actually it's a bit over an hour now, but you get the general idea.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even intend the thing to be an hour. I intended it to be only, what, 10, 15 minutes, but it sort of just kept going on. Alright, thanks for everyone who participated here. Thank you, Chowder. Thank you, Mantis. Thank you, Crosswood, and thank you, Cassarin Trap.
She is not a trap.
Hey, this guy, she voted to be a trap, so you know.
You were
Which
so
at first-
persistent on getting a trap on your team.
I did not want a trap. You're the one that brought it up. You said I want to be the flower thing, so I said,
you
alright.
showed greater favoritism. Don't try to cover it up.
There is no proof.
But Cass is
There
like,
actually is. Hold on.
Just remember,
is proof.
my video is not actually capturing the chat, so whatever you do there, that is not considered proof.
Ah, then I'll have no. After this, I can post it in the comments.
Don't you dare.
I will do it.
Well, whatever. As I said at the end, which you're probably not even gonna quote, whatever you want to be, just pick it, and I'll go with it. And then you said, no, fine, I'll be the trap.
Well, I did ask a question earlier. and You have yet to answer it.
The archer is not available.
Damn.
I remember that question. I remember the answer. No, it's not. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. The ones that could not make it that were actually invited was Tails, WTF Blaze, and Loth. You guys missed out. Let it be known here. But there is another chance, actually. I'm going to open this up right now in the comment section. If you were on this call, which means you four right now are exempt from this, don't you dare try to post another question there for me to answer. I'll ignore it. Whoever goes in the comments right now, leave a question at the time that I'm uploading this. I'm not going to answer questions that are posted after my responses, but, leave a question down there about my... Actually, this time, whatever you want, really. As long as it's about my YouTube channel. I'm fine with whatever, really.
No, you need to make limits, because then it's going to lead to something really bad.
I already know this. I am on the internet right now. I know to be just expect the end of the world in terms of comments.
Well, of course.
There will be some time when you will not be able to read all the comments.
There will be that time, but for now I can read all of them and answer for the good majority of it, all of them. As long as it's actually a question format, then I answer it. I've yet to actually not answer a question as far as my memory goes. But I'm opening this up now. Comments. Leave a question. I will answer it, as long as it's about my YouTube channel or gaming from me in general. Past, present, or future, or whatever. And thanks for watching, guys. It's a lot of fun.
Trust me.
What?
Trust me, folks. He'll answer. I should know.
What? Wait, what are you implying?
I ask a lot of questions and leave a lot of comments. You know this to be true.
Not that bad.
Kupo.
Meh. Well.
Oh wait, there's one more question. Moogle versus Prinny.
Chuck Norris.
What's
That'd
with
be
everyone
broken in an
saying-
RPG game.
Oh well. And I am going to mute Mech again, so they will not be able to hear you. Hehe. Muted. Alright guys, thanks for watching. It was a lot of fun. And as I said again, yes, leave a comment and I will do my best to answer it to the best of my abilities. I'm being redundant a bit, yes I know. As long as it's about my YouTube channel, or me gaming in general, about the past, present, or future, I will do my best to answer it to the fullest of my abilities within YouTube's 500 character limit, I believe. Thanks for watching, guys. It's a lot of fun here, and if you missed this, who knows, I might do another one for all I know. I mean, how fast can I reach? What, 200 to 250, whatever. Meh. Whatever dignifies another landmark of these things. I will try to do it to the best of my abilities, and I'm saying this again, I am aware. Thanks for watching, guys. A lot of fun. Hope to see you next time, and remember, stay awesome. I'm probably going to play the outro video again, so you're going to hear that again. Bye! Hey, everybody. Everybody here, and thanks for watching. It was a lot of fun, and if you actually don't mind a bit of a plug here, stop by my website. Yes, www.asoawesome.com. It's a website I use for uploading my videos, anything that I find comfortable with, and as a general forum. Talk, chat, games, anime, music, movies, anything you want. As long as there's a topic for it, and if not, you could probably make one for it. And also, as a side note, I actually do live stream. Well, believe it or not, when I actually say I live stream, I do live stream. If you want, stop by, have a good time, have a blast. Make it enjoyable for one of us. And thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a good time. Remember, stay awesome.